We want to begin our conversation by reviewing some language for how we talk about numbers. Specifically, we want to talk about what we mean by the natural numbers, whole numbers, and integers. The natural numbers are often referred to as the counting numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, up to however far we need to count. The whole numbers include the counting numbers, 1, 2, 3, and so on, but also include 0. So that's our distinction between the natural numbers and the whole numbers. 0 is included as part of the whole numbers, but not the natural numbers or counting numbers, because we wouldn't normally count 0. We would start by counting with 1. The integers include the natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, and so on, 0, and then also include the negative numbers. So -1, -2, -3, and so on down however far we want to count into the negative numbers. Using that language to distinguish between the different types of numbers can have different uses in mathematics, but we can start with some very simple cases where in example 1, we want to choose an appropriate number for each of the following scenarios. In part A, we want to select a natural number between -5 and 6. Since we're asked to choose a natural number, really we can only choose a number between 1 and 6 because 0 and the negative numbers are excluded. So let's just go with the smallest number we could choose, which would be 1. In part B, we have a similar question, but now we're asked to select a whole number between -5 and 6. This means we could step down one number lower and we could pick 0, since 0 is included as one of the whole numbers, but we couldn't dip down into any of the negative numbers because we're not asked for an integer, we're asked for a whole number. Then in part C, we're asked to select an integer between -5 and 6. Now we could choose 0, a negative number, or a positive number between -5 and 6. Let's still just go ahead and pick a positive number. We'll go with +3. Then we can use our language to start narrowing down the range more, or being more specific with the number we want to choose. In part D, we're asked to select a negative integer between -5 and 6. This means we can choose anything from -1 down to -5. So for instance, -3 would be a negative integer between those two values. In part E, we're asked to select a positive integer between -5 and 6. When we say positive integer, we mean a value that's strictly greater than 0. So for instance, we could choose 3 again. That's a positive integer between -5 and 6. Similar but slightly different language could be a question where we're asked to select a non-negative number. If we were asked to select a non-negative number, then we could even choose 0 as a correct answer. So if we're asked for a positive value, that has to be something greater than 0. Non-negative would be anything 0 or larger.